Hey kids, welcome to another episode of the Tipsy Irishman. Our grinds of choice today anyways is the orange citrus. Go to getgrinds.com and we'll talk about it, and hopefully they'll talk to me and talk to you. And we'll have
Orange
fun.
citrus? That's a
Orange-
different one.
It's pretty good. It's one of my top fives. It's pretty good.
Huh.
Although I eat them all, as long as it's not too...
Spicy?
No, they've got some weird... I like the spearmint and winter green.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like different flavors. I'm kind of weird. Or like peppermint, I don't want a peppermint one. But almost something it's in there, kind of different. Because it ruins your day. If you get the wrong thing in there. Sorry. We are on a live show, just in case you guys didn't know. So sometimes I get distracted by all the hoopla going on behind me.
Yeah, and
over
for
here.
being mid-April here in Florida, it's nice outside. We had a bunch of rain. Those storms came through this weekend. It's like
It is.
72.
It's nice.
Nice out.
It's starting to get a little buggy, but
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. We're not flooded like Fort Lauderdale, so we're doing all right.
Oh, yeah, forget. I had to come straight from work for this, so I'm in my collared shirt from work. usually,
handsome.
Well, usually I'm in like a fishing shirt or a bourbon shirt, and I got my collared shirt on, like we're doing
I
something
had
real
no
fancy.
clean shirts today. I just put this on. My beard's a mess. My hair's not done. That's all right. We're on a fly today. I keep doing this. But anyways, we got lucky, and Jack Daniels has had their 10 to 12 year. We got lucky. Some showed up, so that's why it's here. And I'm gonna let him do the talking because he's the guy who knows more than me, I think. On this, anyways.
You can see they put a little dent in these already. We've had them for like 24
No,
hours.
we haven't.
Well, I have.
I'm just playing. We're about to, though.
I was doing some research for this video because I'm not a big Jack Daniels guy. Like, Jack 7, Gentleman Jack and Ginger kind of guy. I know of the special
Gentleman
releases. I know of the twice barreled and the Coy Hill. And my first exposure to high-end Jack was a sip of Coy Hill about a year ago. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it.
The Sinatra.
Yeah, the Sinatra. I've never tried. I didn't try the Sinatra. I didn't pull the trigger on it because it's like a $180 Jack. And I'm like, how good can it be? But I've heard a lot about these.
That's a good point.
And interestingly enough, I didn't even hear about Batch 1. When Jack 10 came out originally, I didn't even know it was a thing. It wasn't on my radar. But when these hit, the 12-year, especially at these price points, to me was worth it. So we're looking at $75.99, and I want to say like $84.99 or something
88,
like that. Something in that range.
I think it was 88.
Under $100 a bottle for a 12-year and a 10-year limited release Jack product. And I said, you know what, let's just give it a swing and see what it is and see what the hype is all about. So in doing the research for this video, I was watching some of the other YouTube videos on these bottles, and I noticed something interesting, that the videos have been out for 3 or 4 months, but all of those guys had media samples. We will be the first video to actually have a real full out of the store bottle. Had to find it in the wild and buy it and crack it and didn't sell it. We're gonna drink it because
find it or showed up in the wild.
The hell is that thing?
It's a big beetle or something.
God dang, the thing is huge.
We're being attacked out here.
Massive beetle flying around.
What the hell is it?
That's a big beetle. So in the front here we got the Jack Daniel 10, and in the back we got the Jack Daniel 12. Again, this is batch 2 of the Jack Daniel 10. I wish I had batch 1 to compare it against, now knowing what these are and what they taste like.
Batch 1 of the 12.
And batch 1 of the 12. So let's...
and if you're a Jack drinker, I used to be way back in the day, you can definitely smell. There's definitely Jack coming out, and just from this distance. So I thought that was interesting.
They are incredibly pungent. The smell is insane. It's oaky and dark and sweet.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
It was nothing like any Jack Daniel experience I'd ever had when we first cracked these things, right? I mean, to the point where I let my wife try the 12-year, and she was like, oh my God, that's delicious. Like, yeah, that's a Jack Daniel's product. But the smell on it, the 10-year, so important notes, right? The 10-year,
That's 97?
97 proof.
That is a wicked smell, 90 proof.
I mean, it's got nothing to it to me other than dark, figgy fruit. The 10-year to me, not so much of a banana smell, but more of like almost like a dense fruit and toffee kind of smell.
I tell you what, if you put this blind on me, I would have said this was over 100 easy.
But would you have ever said it was a Jack product?
No, it does not smell like Jack.
Like a
Jack is a real smooth mellow, like just general black label off the shelf, real mellow. Although it's been a good 10 since I've been drinking Jack as a regular thing.
There's definitely a sharp note to it. I wouldn't say it's quite to the point of being astringent. It's definitely got a little bit of a burn on the nose.
Definitely. Eyes are watering.
Let's see if it drinks over that 97. Cheers.
Thank you. Well, that is. I would never know this was Jack Daniels.
There's no way. If you put this in front of me blind, So people talk about the Jack Daniel's banana flavor,
I would
banana
say-
note, but again, as a brand new Jack drinker guy,
I don't taste banana.
I don't get
Or
any banana.
smell.
To me, on the 10-year, it's definitely got a nice finish to it. There's definitely some bite in the back of the palate towards the back of
That's
the tongue.
good, but there's no way I would think this. I'm trying to compare it to the good stuff that we've been drinking, and I don't know. That's
It's, to me, in my mind, it's a little similar to like an Old Forester 1920-ish. It's got a little bit of that fruit note to it, but it's got way more age on
It's
it.
definitely got some heat. Wow. Not overwhelming heat, but it's definitely got some heat.
It lets you know it's here.
It's tickling
For sure.
For sure.
And at 97 proof, it's got a nice finish.
Oh yeah,
You can feel it all over the palate. It coats real nice. Real oily.
I'm telling you. I mean, again, I don't do a lot of Jack. I would not believe when if you told me this was Jack Daniels. Like, get out of
Yeah,
here.
there'd be no way. I mean, maybe the finish, I can see that weird
Maybe
kind
a
of
little-
charcoal, mellowy note towards the back end of it, but it's
I
insanely
do get the
sweet.
charcoal. Yeah.
Very, very sweet. Very, very smooth.
I almost want to put some Jack next to it. Go.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
there's the difference.
You know what? It would have been. We probably should have just snagged like a single barrel Jack or something like that to do it alongside it. Because again, I'm a Jack novice. These are my first jumps into the Jack arena. I don't drink it when I'm out. I try to get my hands on the twice barrel.
I'm going to say that with all our E.H. Taylors and they would definitely shit on the shelf with them.
Oh, 100%. This
It's-
for a 10-year age-stated
It's just
Tennessee
not-
whiskey.
Wow, that was good.
It's
Holy crap.
very, very complex. Like to me, like Jack Daniels is Jack Daniels. You drink
Yeah,
it.
it's like
it's burn and
it's
whatever
simple,
that.
it's simpleton.
Right, whatever
This
that.
is way complex.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good.
But
That's a good. Yeah.
But it's not overaged to me. It's not. There's definitely oak there. Like the oak is present. You can taste it. You can smell it. But it's
That oak.
not all you get. And for 97 proof, it's got a nice mouthfeel.
That's
to
a
it.
nice 97.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't like a hiccupy, burny type
No.
97, but it
Not-
lets you know it's
Not
there.
yet.
Which is interesting because, like I said, when I was doing the research on this, I guess the mash bill on these is 80% corn, and it's only 8% rye, and then 12% malt. So it's very low rye.
I like the right part though.
Right. So it's got to be because of the aging process in Tennessee or the type of barrels that they're using that gets that spice into it.
Excuse me.
Right? Maybe the barrels.
Sorry.
It almost tastes like the barrels are toasted or charred, like heavy char. Almost.
Maybe, yeah.
Because it's got a good
I
bite
taste
to
a
it.
little of the charcoal though, like you said. To me, that's what it is.
Yeah. So the back row we got the 12-year.
All right, here we go.
See, that is just a completely different smell. There's no way you can convince me that this is the same liquor. You can't tell me that this is this.
It's
just
totally
two,
different.
Just
and
2 years.
This is 107.
Yeah, this is
And this is way smoother than this one.
This is-
in the aromatic aroma.
Yeah, but it's
Aromatic,
funny
I'd say
you picked that
aromatic,
up because
yeah.
when I first tasted it, I said the same thing. This 12-year
This
at a
reminds
higher
me of
proof
something.
is way more approachable. There's no sharpness to it. There's nothing jutting out to it.
This would it's almost a little EH.
Yeah, a little EHE. It's very
It's a small batch.
very caramely, toffee.
Oh, absolutely.
It's definitely got some of that pipe tobacco, sweet pipe tobacco age note that you get on an older whiskey, like a wet tobacco leaf almost.
No, I'm excited.
Yeah, let's give it a shot. I'm telling you. So this one changed my opinion on the Jack Daniel's line.
Well, that's a smooth 107. Because the Doc Swenson, that's a 107 too.
Yeah, it's like 115 or something like that. But this
Is
doesn't
it?
drink to the proof. Generally, the really high proof stuff, it gets you kind of everywhere. It gets you in the gums. It gets you in the tip of the tongue. But this to me
This
is
is
more back of
beautiful.
the palate, and it's got a dark pepper note.
Yeah,
that
kind
is
of like the
not-
black dirt.
Yeah, that is not exactly like the black dirt, and that's not present in this 10-year. Which is funny to me that just 2 years of aging difference brings in that spicy barrel note more than you got out of the 10.
Do they do anything different to this to make it 2 more years?
So,
Or no?
from what I
Other
was
than 2
reading,
more years?
they age them for 8 years at the top of the rick house, where it's the hottest. And then
Right.
for the last 2 years, they bring it down to the bottom, which means this should have been at the top of the rick house for 10 years instead of the last 2 years at the bottom.
Interesting.
So that they for evaporation purposes.
But in terms of the build, same build?
Yeah, same mash bill, same everything. I mean,
That
same.
is weird. What?
But they are vastly different, right?
And 2 years later, you get an extra 10% on 10 more proof on it.
Well, it probably comes out at a higher proof and they water it down to this. I'm sure they
That's
cut
a
it.
good point.
Yeah, there's no way that's barrel proof. That's probably cut down to
Or
what it is.
barrel proof on it. So,
Yeah, I'm
you're
sure.
right.
Yeah, they put a buzzword on it for sure.
Wow. Yeah, right. The expensive word. Yeah, exactly.
But for an extra $10, $12,
yeah, it's like
you're getting the
Really
extra
$10
proof, the
make
extra
difference.
age, and this has some of that aged whiskey notes in it,
12
man.
bucks,
That leathery tobacco,
That is
butterscotchy, almost mocha kind
good.
of.
And I know
notes.
you all get mad when you do the ice. I'm not doing ice today, but this would be excellent with a little ice. But it's excellent by itself.
But
I
there's-
like a little chill to mine.
This is more of
good,
a
too.
this definitely has more of a fruity note to me than the 10-year did. There's something in that palate. I can't quite put my finger
It
on
really
what it is.
It just engulfs the whole tongue. Just your little taste buds.
Yeah, it
go,
tingles, right?
"Woo,
Yeah.
What's going on here?
But it's not just heat. It backs it
Yeah, it's
up
not
with
heat, no.
great flavors.
That's more heat than this is. For
So
sure.
we said the same thing
For
when we
sure.
were drinking it last
For
night.
sure.
That this has more of a bite to it. The 10-year has more of a bite to it than the 12-year, even though the proof
It's
is
almost
higher.
like throwing on the bottom for 2 years mellowed it.
But it should be the same process. This should have been 8 years at the top, 2 at the bottom. This was 10 years at the top, 2 at the
Oh, I see what
bottom.
you're
Should have been the same process, but for whatever reason, the 10-year definitely has a little bit more of a bite to it. But it's not. Again, it's not
It's very
overwhelming. It's not
interesting. The
overpowering.
exact same thing, just how that's just funny.
So the other interesting thing about this, flip it around again on the back. Look at the size.
Oh, it's only 700.
They're 700 milliliters. So I'm assuming that these may have been originally produced or marketed for foreign markets, which would make sense for the lower proofs, right? For the 90, mid 90 range proof in a 700 milliliter bottle, that would make sense that they were, more of like your Blanton's exports or
One of the
your
other
Wild
stuff,
Turkey.
the triple mash and the I forget what the third one, the second one is. The pair they've got out recently.
Oh, the bonded.
Oh, bondled in the triple mash.
Yeah.
And then the other two bottles that are similar to this, which I showed you earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Those are 700 milliliters as well.
They're all 700s?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, so I'm wondering if it's either there could be some weird state laws. I know there's definitely some weird states where things get wonky with the milliliters.
Wonky.
Or it could be something with the international market. It may take a little more research into it. But for being
And
a
that
brand.
Sinatra was a liter. You thought that was weird too.
Yeah, it was a liter. The Sinatra was a liter.
I
It's
thought
kind
that
of
was
bizarre.
weird. And the new McAllen one, that's a liter. The McLaren.
Oh, the McLaren
McLaren
Jack.
one, that's a liter too.
So
I don't know if that's different flavor or whether it's just McLaren. I have to find out.
I will say this. These have made me way more interested in those Jack expressions than I was this time last week. I passed on the Sinatra. I picked one up. I gave it to a buddy. Didn't even open it. The McLaren stuff. The Jack Twice Barrel came out. I had a chance at it in the ABC vault. I passed on it. I went and grabbed something else that I knew I could trade. I actually grabbed an old Weller antique because I knew I could trade it. But now knowing what I know, if I had another shot at that Twice Barrel, I'd probably jump all over it. These are really, really good. I see the Jack label. I see the Jack colors, and I instantly think old number 7, and it's just gross.
Fighting them neighbors. That's what I think when I think of number 7.
But that's not at all what this is. These are
No,
fantastic.
I'm super. I almost want to. Now I'm kind of jealous of my my boss is a huge Jack collector. Now I'm kind of jealous. Let's pop those bottles up, son.
Yeah, let's see what's in there. So I will tell you this, that because we talked about this at the beginning of the year, that we're going to hold back some of these annual releases, and we're going to talk about them back towards the end of the year. I bet you if we blind it that this is probably in a top 5 for the year. And it's probably going to become on a lot of people's top 5 lists for a couple of reasons. One, the price point.
crazy.
That price point is so good, man. That's under $100.
You could throw that with a couple of things we've tried this year. I would never pick it out. I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, there's no way I would tell you it's Jack, but it would score. I think it would score very well. Yeah, it's.
Under my breath. It's fine. I was wow. That's that was good. Holy crap. Hey kids, go get you some if you can find it. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, they're all over Central Florida right now. They've kind of popped up on the Total Wines, and I've seen them hit the secondary sites. When they initially hit the secondary sites, they were around $600 for the pair. That's come down to about $400-ish bucks for the pair here locally. I think there's a lot of hype initially around these bottles.
And then they're gonna flood it, and then it's gonna be gone.
Right, and
then it's gonna be $800.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I think the market kind of self-corrected. I think people initially were.
when it's gone though, when you can't get it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do the releases, right? Because if it's a once a year kind of thing,
Sounds about right though.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is batch 2,
Yeah,
right?
that
So
sounds about right.
they may be it may be an annual release, and if that's the case, then the market's going to stay hot for them because they're really, really good.
That is.
They drink
I
way
wouldn't
above.
turn that down, but this is the fire.
Oh, absolutely! I would not pass on that in a heartbeat. This is for $75 for $75.99. This is a fantastic pour, and it's a great conversation piece for somebody like me, right? If I walked into a buddy's house and we were talking about things that we haven't tried, and he's like, "I've got a really good Jack Daniel's expression." All right, man, throw it at me because I'm not a
I'm
Jack
going to
guy.
tell you the even more of that story. Hey, have you tried? Oh, yeah, I'm not a Jack guy. Bet you will.
Bet you will be. Bet you will be. Yeah, I don't drink Jack Daniels. Yeah, I don't know
Just
about
like
all that.
just like I used to not be a Buffalo Trace. Not because it's not good, because the hype. If you watch the show, you know. But thanks to this guy over here, I got to at least give you one a couple times a year because I love it all now. So it's
Man, the finish on that 10 is really good.
it got me to be a lover of that. So
I do like I said, I like the bite on the 10 because it lets me know it's there. Again, very smooth, very mellow, oaky tobacco.
this will last longer than this one for me. This will be quick. That'd be a little slower.
Well, but
But it's funny.
yeah.
That seems like I'm drinking harder stuff than you know what I mean, like proof wise. That seems more proofy than this does,
But for
which is weird. I know.
the drops here locally, there wasn't a lot of them. Most of my local guys got like one set or maybe two.
And I called 3 other stores. See if we can say something. I called 3 other stores and
They
no
had
one got
nothing.
it.
So,
So-
the drop is weird for sure because Total Wines here tend to suck up a lot of the things, and they hit the Total Wine shelves. But even Total Wine was only getting like a set of 6 per location, something like that. It's
Publix has changed the way they get allocated stuff. It's very weird. I have not figured it out yet, sadly. But we're working on it.
I will say this: Publix and the local people have figured out their Sazerac issue because I know for a fact that somebody was picking up Saz products at Publix's today at the A stores, and that my local guy had some really good Saz products come through as well. So
Well, now that now it used to be that the reps would decide by their stores who should get what they want. That's why we had a great year last year because my reps love me. Now with a new company, Premier, that has it now, for some reason the corporate office for Publix is deciding who gets what and why. So just hoping that they'll see that we're a great sales team and that they will give us some more love.
yeah, you
We'll
do a
see.
great job, man. Honestly, your selection for being a grocery store liquor, you have a great selection. You get some
I
really
try.
cool stuff in.
I try.
Well, and it's nice to be able to open them like this and talk about them because now Ed can speak to them knowledgeably. You can say, hey, when I had it, this was my thoughts on that. Right? If
Now
you-
I
if
kind
you
of
were-
want to hit those other 4 that we have there, just because I want to say, hey, have you had 12 year? Well, this is just as good.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is
the
as
same-
good as, or this
Again,
is.
I've never had a Jack single barrel. I've never had a Jack barrel proof. I've never tried the Jack rye.
Yeah, I've done just
I
straight-
haven't gone to any of it. So
Straight that, and on occasion a honey. But other than that, I've had a couple of different Jacks, but
But I will say now
Just Jack
that
straight.
when I'm looking for something new for the bar, and we're in that time of year, like we're in that time of year now where new releases are kind of dropping, but towards the summer, all that's going to kind of fade out and back until probably October. So probably from
yeah,
May
we
until
get
October.
the holiday stuff.
Right. It's going to
One more great hit for the holidays.
So that kind of 5-month window there where there's just not a ton of new stuff coming out. All right, let me try a Jack single barrel. Let me try a Jack barrel proof and just see what.
Yeah, I
see
wouldn't,
what the fuss is.
I wouldn't, because when it comes to Jack, I like to I just drink
Mhm.
it fast, and it's not good.
Yeah.
So I've stopped drinking Jack for that purpose. But this is wow, this is very enlightening.
Yeah, be on
to
the
say
lookout.
the least.
Yeah, be on the lookout. Hit up your local guys. I know they're dropping here. In the Orlando proper. They're getting distributed pretty evenly. It's
Jacksonville,
Yeah, it's coming.
or Jacksonville's getting it.
Yep, it's kind of everywhere. I would say this though, I wouldn't pay the secondary on it. They're delicious. They're very good, but they're not $500 for the pair, $450 for the pair.
Unless you're collecting it, strictly collecting
Well,
it.
yeah, I mean,
have on the shelf, then do what you got to do.
Well, like, it depends on your, maybe your socioeconomic status. That $400 doesn't matter to you. Then knock yourself out and pay for it. But me personally, I don't think they're $200 bottles. But I think for what the MSRP is on, they're really, really good.
And on that note, we're gonna try not to drink anymore.
Hmm.
Well, we'll drink one more for you because we want you to drink one for us. And we'll see you in the next one. And if you can find it, go out and get you some.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see you in the next one, kids. It doesn't turn on, please. We don't want to leave you.